Hi everyone, thanks so much for coming back to my channel. My name is Nima if you are new to watching any of my videos. Today I just wanted to kind of come on here and share with you guys a pretty big development in my life this year, 2018. I started off my year with a big move. Drum roll, not really, you guys. So I moved to Korea, and I am here in Korea. I'm teaching English here in Korea, and I'm really loving it now. But I've actually been here for 6 months, so this video is actually well overdue. I did kind of come to Korea. I was living in a different place. I was teaching in a different school, and things weren't really working out with that, so I actually just moved. So now I live in Seoul. Wow, my neighbors, literally, I don't know. They have people over, I think, and they're loud, but it's fine. So I recently moved, and I'm in the Seoul metro area, so it's nice, I must say. So I feel like this is the perfect time for me to kind of come back to my channel and be able to really focus and to be able to, consistently upload. So I wanted to do a very well overdue video for you guys today and just kind of share why I decided to move to Korea. So the first reason I decided I wanted to move to Korea was because I'm from the US, I'm from North Carolina, so grew up in Raleigh, North Carolina, went to college there, went to high school there, the whole bit. Love it, I love Raleigh, and I can say that now because I have now experienced what it's like to not live there. So I have a deeper appreciation for home, which I think happens to a lot of people. You never really, sometimes you can't appreciate something until you've gone without it. So we know this, right? We know this. But yes, so that's where I'm from. Went to college there, everything. I enjoyed my experience, but one thing that I always regretted was not studying abroad. And that's something I always wanted to do, and I did attempt to. I tried to, get all my paperwork and everything together, and I was actually planning on going to Australia at one point in time, but didn't really work out just for financial reasons and timing, and yeah, so that never really worked out for me in college. And upon graduation, which I graduated May 2017, I decided, you know what? Just because I didn't study abroad in college doesn't mean that I can't, go work abroad. There's so many opportunities out there. So I started looking, and around April, May, I started looking for opportunities because ultimately that's what I wanted. And I thought to myself, I don't have to, jump straight into building a career. I'm 22 years old, have my whole life ahead of me, and if I want to do this, now is the best time. And that's what everybody was telling me, now is the best time, now is the best time. Oh my gosh, I wish I would have done something like that when I was your age. And even being here in Korea and meeting other English teachers and expats, they tell me all the time, oh my gosh, you're so young. I'm always the baby, you guys. I am always the youngest. I'm 23. I'm always the youngest. I'm always the baby. I thought when I came here, there was going to be a lot more, I guess, people here my age. That hasn't really been the case, which is, to me, I was a little bit surprised, but it absolutely makes sense. I mean, just because you're not in your early 20s anymore doesn't mean that you can't take advantage of this opportunity if it's available to you, because you only live once, and, but honestly speaking, if you can do something like working abroad in your early 20s, that's the best time, and everybody will tell you that. So, I was feeling really confident about that. Started looking into things. I wanted to travel. I wanted to experience living in a different place for an extended period of time, whether that be a year, 6 months, whatever, but I didn't just want to, go and use up, all my money, take out a loan and do all that crazy stuff. I wanted to actually be working in a position where I'm making money, where I can save, where I can pay off some debt, where I can travel. I wanted to do all of that simultaneously. So I thought to myself, okay, I need to find a job that is going to allow me to do that. So I started looking, and I looked into a lot of different things. I wasn't set on teaching English. I looked into being an au pair. I looked into, I went to school for communication and marketing, so I looked into programs that would allow me to, work in my field internationally, whether that be like a paid internship, stuff like that. And I came across, teaching English in Asia, which is it's very, China, you hear about people going to China all the time. China is huge. I considered China for a second, but then I thought to myself, okay, the whole no social media thing, like, not really cool with that. I know you can use the VPN. Everybody says, oh, you could just use the VPN, but I just personally was like, you know what? That is a little bit too much of a big sacrifice for me. I'm going to be away from home. I want to be able to connect with my friends and family. I want to be easily, I don't want it to be like a struggle. And that's just kind of how I felt about it. So, China was out for me towards the beginning of my search. But I wanted to be able to do a job where I was going to be making, money enough to, and I was going to have my own apartment. I was going to be able to, feel comfortable and travel and, live comfortably and also be able to save money. So Korea ended up being one of the best options, Korea and Dubai. So I was actually, or not Dubai, but that whole region of the Middle East, that's also a really, really great place for English teachers to go and make really, really good money, probably the best. But you have to be very, very qualified. But Korea and China, Vietnam, places like that, as long as you are a native English speaker, basically you can get a job. So it's pretty much that easy, and it helps to be TOEFL certified. But even if you're not, you can still get a job. So Korea was it. I kind of signed up with an agency and I started looking for jobs. I decided I would take the summer to, relax, enjoy, celebrate that I just graduated, take my time, spend time with friends, spend time with family. I wasn't gonna work full time. I worked part-time, I babysat, and I focused on getting my documents together, and I focused on preparing to leave for Korea at the end of the summer. That was my goal. So that was the goal, and I did actually find a job in Korea, but the rug kind of got pulled out from under my feet with that one. And it turns out that they ended up finding another teacher that was already in Korea to fill that position. So that was kind of not really cool. And then they reached out to me like in October and they were like, we really, really liked you. We have another position open. Would you be able to come? But at that point I was just like, yeah, no. Because that's not cool. Like, I quit my job. I had told my friends and family that I was going to be leaving. And then they just, kind of did what they did, and it was really not cool. So, but as you will come to find, if you do decide to come to Korea, the ESL, or anywhere to teach English as a second language, the ESL industry is not perfect, you guys. I think that YouTube and the internet, any blogs that you may read, any vlogs that you may watch, always make teaching English abroad seem like a really, really amazing, fun experience, which it absolutely can be, and it is for a lot of people, but I think it's also not for a lot of people, and you don't really hear a lot about that. So I'm definitely going to be making more videos about my experience here, but yes, I basically just wanted to kind of come on and share with you guys why I decided to come to Korea, because it was a bit random. I just sort of, I didn't really tell a lot of people when I finally did get a job, which was at the beginning of this year. So I left the States to come to Korea in January. So it did take a little bit of time for me to find a job, You know, I went through a lot of different phases with my agency, and it actually wouldn't have taken me as long if I knew a lot of the things that I know now, which of course I will be sharing with you guys in some future videos. But it did take me a little bit of time, and you know, when that kind of happened with my last job situation, because I had signed the contract and everything, I kind of lost hope a little bit when it came to that. I kind of just thought, well, you know, maybe it just isn't in the cards for me, or, you know, maybe I should just start looking into other things. So I did do that, and then I kind of came back to the whole idea of coming to Korea because I spent a lot of money on getting my documents. They're really not cheap. So I thought, you know, I've already made such an investment. It would really be a shame to let this all go to waste. So I ended up, you know, pursuing it again, and I did find a job, and you will find a job if this is something that you want to do. Anything in life, honestly, if you want to do it, it will happen for you. It may not happen in the time frame that you have set out, but it will happen if you are consistent and you stick with it and continue to work towards it. So I got my job in January, and I left for Korea, and it's June now, almost July, and I'm still here, thriving. But the main reasons I wanted to come to Korea were definitely to save money, travel, be able to do it with ease, and live comfortably and enjoy myself in the process. And yeah, I would definitely say that I'm doing all of those things. I'm in a position where I'm going to be able to pay off a lot of my debt and save money. There are some really great benefits to teaching in Korea and in Asia, really, in general, or just in the ESL industry as a whole. I think the benefits are really great, which is why it attracts so many people, especially in Asia, because and the Middle East as well, because the benefits are just great. I mean, you get healthcare, you get you know, your own apartment rent free, which is a really big one. You get in a lot of cases, in some cases also your utilities are paid for. You are able to, if you're an American citizen in Korea anyways, you are able to get a pension. So that means that a percentage of your paycheck, I believe it's 4.5%, gets taken out of your pay, and it gets put in a pension, so like a savings, kind of like Social Security. That would be like the equivalent, I think. And your employer matches that. So at the end of your time working, you've got quite a bit of money saved up. Not to mention, if you do complete working for an entire year, you get a severance. So that, and that doesn't matter like whether you're American or South African or whatever, you get that severance no matter what. That's a big benefit. So yeah. Those are kind of the big things that attract people to coming here. I will say that yeah, it's a great opportunity. If it's available to you, then I would definitely say look into it, pursue it. A year is not that long, and it's a great way. And a lot of people stay at least 2 years. I've met people that have been here for 5 years, 7 years. Even I met a man who has lived in Korea for 20 years. And yeah, like, you know, a lot of foreigners really like living here. So, you know, I, on the other hand, I have learned so much about myself since I've been in Korea, which is, I think, going to serve me so much in my life. And it's one of those things that you'll never learn about yourself until you kind of put yourself in a position to know that about yourself. Like, I am enjoying my time in Korea. There's so many things that I like about it. However, I am not interested in staying here longer than a year. I think this is an amazing time for me to kind of get myself together, kind of accomplish a lot of my goals that I have, and set myself up for a lot of things that I want to do, you know, in the future, in the near future, when I go back home. And I learned that I love traveling. Wow. Like, traveling is my heart. I love it, but I don't think I would want to actually live anywhere else but North America. It's just home. It's home for me, and it's where I feel comfortable. I could see myself living in Canada, but besides that, it's gotta be North America for me to live. And I can live in a place and travel anywhere and be there for however long, and I can always come back home. And that is kind of the mindset that I've developed while I've been here. You know, I love my friends, I love my family, I miss them terribly. So that is something I don't think I would ever want to live so far away from them ever again in my life. You know, that's important to me, and you'll find that, you know, you're gonna realize, you know, what's important to you. A lot of people don't mind that, and, you know, they, to them, you know, they love their lives in Korea. They built lives for themselves, and they stay here, and they love it here, and they have their friends here, they have their community. And you know, I've also been so blessed and lucky to make some really great friends while I've been here. I've had some really great experiences. I've been traveling, and it's been fabulous. But and I will continue to travel for the rest of my life. But I know that one huge thing I've learned since being in Korea is I don't think I'm really interested in you know, living here for years, or you know, a kind of longer than a year. By the end of my contract now, I will have lived in Korea for 1.5 years. So I think that's good for me. You know, I'm gonna be able to accomplish a lot of things that I wanted to do, the reason I even came here. And I'm going to be able to travel lots of different places, and I'm so grateful for that. I think that this is an amazing opportunity. Those are a lot of the reasons why I came to Korea, and I'm so happy that I did. And like I said, it was kind of random. I didn't tell a lot of people, so I think when people kind of heard or saw that I moved to Korea, my big Facebook post, or you know, my pictures on Insta or my Snapchat or whatever, they were kind of like, oh, you know, I guess she moved. And you know, I didn't tell a lot of people, and I don't think you should. You know, that's just in life, just live your life. You know, tell your close family and friends, you know, about what you're doing. But other than that, there's no need to make any big announcements or big reveals until everything is kind of said and done. And I think that's the smart way to go about it. But yeah, I never, growing up, I never really had any interest in Asia, South Korea, anything like that, Japan. Oh my god, this video is so long. Sorry guys. But I never had any interest in it. I truly didn't. I was never into anime. I was never into K-pop. I was never into any of that. So me coming to Korea is kind of like a wild card of life, I think. And it, like I said, it's random to me, and so I know it's random to, you know, a lot of people that have known me and that know me. But it's been great. It's been great here so far, and yeah, I just wanted to share that with you guys. I have gotten so many people that have asked, so I thought, you know, this is going to be a great video to make. Kind of my first video coming back into my YouTube. So yeah, stay tuned for more. Feels so good to film again. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see ya in the next video. Bye!